Yeah, I know what you like. You're so naughty.
When did you post this?
I've got exactly what you've been begging for. Something super goofy. This shit is so silly it'll have you dressing up like a clown just to fit the vibe. A popular online tournament circuit for
This is Contra's brother.
Apex Legends permanently banned an entire team from competing in any of their future events because of teabagging. The new video game boogeyman.
Okay, I don't buy this. There's no
menace.
shot. It's like
But
it's that simple.
in this case, it wasn't even like the classic scientific definition of a teabag where you go over and crouch up and down on someone's body after you've killed them. What happened here is it was a teammate that teabagged his other teammate just as a joke amongst each other. And it didn't matter. The tournament organizer didn't care. He made a giant statement. Not only were they going to be banned from competing in their tournaments going forward, but he puffed out his chest and exuded some real hall monitor energy by proudly proclaiming that no matter the context, even if it's a teammate teabagging another teammate for fun, it's still toxic and will not be tolerated in a professional setting. Doesn't matter. And then he goes on to say, just because you have a keyboard to hide behind doesn't mean that we'll accept it. It was so...
And the mod thought I was saying that to you. I'm actually so sad for being banned for that.
Oh, yeah, mod's gonna
The
ban it.
chatter I tried to tag was so lame. Sorry. Love from Quibesity xQc.
Mod's gonna ban that guy. Whatever we did, just unban him.
Embarrassing. Just made an absolute fool out of himself and the entire tournament that they run.
Thanks,
I'm going to go ahead and show the clip now because I'd like to get into it a bit more. But this is impressive timing because I just recently made a video a little under 2 weeks ago talking about that massive Twitter thread that claimed teabagging in a video game is the same as real world
Wait,
sex.
guys, I thought the whole internet agreed that this was a joke and a meme, and it was a complete disaster, and nobody should give in to this. But they actually gave in.
Sexual assault. Teabagging online is sexual assault. It was absolute insanity. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because now we have yet another case of teabagging being very contentious here. And I just have to wonder what the fuck is going on with the world right now, where online crouching up and down is apparently a huge deal. People always thought that in the future, wars would be fought on the battlefield with drones and robots. But the truth is very far from that. It seems our wars are now...
Guys, if you think that teabagging is a bad thing, what about the action of killing the person before teabagging them? That would mean that killing isn't as bad as having your nutsack on somebody else's chin, right? Just that as a very core concept does not make any sense.
Fought online
in the game. I mean, of course, in the fucking game, guys. I'm not saying outside the game. I'm just saying, of course, in the context of a game. Why would I say in game? It happened in the game. You understand? As a core concept, it's you have to kill the enemy, shoot bullets at them until they bleed. There's blood and shit like that, and they die in the game. And then you say that this is nothing compared to crouching on their chin. Like I don't know how that makes
with
any
our
sense.
digital nut-sacks.
Twitch, the Terror Day, appreciate you sticking around. Yo, okay, Dilly is, Crazy Penguins is disqualified. I'm not taking that at all. Oh, he went over to, the dead body that they just killed, and he went teabagged on the fucking death box.
Does this look like... Yeah, guys, what does this video look like? Some sort of, like, porn ad. There's an arrow, some shit, some message here, some pixelated image in the middle. This looks like a fucking Pornhub side ad. What the fuck is it I'm looking at, bro? Dilly was permanently disqualified from the Fate Legion tournament. He's teabagged his own teammate in an event despite it not being mentioned in the rules.
You can see his soul immediately fill with rage as he noticed not one, not two, but 3 pumps on top of the death box. And that was 3 pumps too many. He broke the rule, a cardinal sin. So on the spot, immediately just disqualifies them. And then the next part here is Dilly, the player that he was spectating, proving that the death box that he teabagged was his teammate.
He showed it. I didn't see it.
Facts.
Twitch, the Terror Day, appreciate you sticking around. Yo, okay, Dilly is, Crazy Penguins is disqualified. I'm not taking that at all. Oh, he went over to, the dead body that they just killed, and he went teabagged on the fucking death box.
Where? What are you talking about? I'm being trolled. Where?
Terror Day, appreciate you sticking around. Yo.
Wait, that?
Nutsacks.
Twitch, the Terror Day, appreciate you.
Wait, there's no body. There's no body. There's no body.
Sticking around. Yo, okay, Dilly is crazy.
Okay, let's not get this wrong. Okay, even if there was a body, it wouldn't matter. It's the box.
Penguinz is disqualified. I'm not taking that at all. Oh, he went over to the dead body that they just killed.
Qualifies them. And then the next part here is Dilly, the player that he was spectating, proving that the death box that he teabagged was his teammate. Because he thought he could clear up the confusion, like, no, I wasn't, like, being toxic.
It's metaphorical. Okay, so when something is you think is bad, right? Then anytime you add a layer to it, it gets diluted, right? The fact that it's not a it's not a live body, and then it's not a dead body, and it's not even a body at all, and it's just a box. It's diluted anyway. So who cares?
This is my teammate. We were joking. We were having fun. But it didn't matter. He didn't care.
Absolutely not. Will not tolerate that. Literally goes in fucking out of his way to jump on a death box to teabag it. Don't think so. I have a fucking pen and pad. Yeah, so we're here to create a safe space for all gamers, everybody, and that kind of stuff will not be tolerated. Yes, we will not take that.
Why is he? Huh? Is he not? Is he? He's not. Wait, he's not trolling. Wait a minute. Hold the fuck. No. He's not trolling.
I have a fucking pen and pad. Yeah, goes in fucking out of his way to jump on a.
Didn't matter. He didn't care.
Absolutely not. Will not tolerate that. Literally goes in fucking out of his way to jump on a death box to teabag it. Don't think so. I have a fucking pen and pad. Yeah, so we're here to create a safe space for all gamers, everybody, and that kind of stuff will not be tolerated. Yes, we will not take that.
A pen and paper.
They're trying to say that that was his own teammate. Yeah, they're saying that he teabagged his own teammate. So it doesn't matter, folks. Like, when you're in a tournament, you're in a professional tournament. You can't be doing it.
Super interesting and delusional perspective here that's just outright wrong. Teabagging is still present in professional esports, in pretty much all of them that have a teabagging mechanic. In fact, most recently at the ALGS, which is another Apex tournament, it's the biggest Apex tournament, there were instances of...
Guys, what happens, you guys, when it's...
Someone fucking charging the stage and flipping over their table, throwing the monitors to the side and saying, "You're banned, disqualified." No one made a big deal out of it. And do you know why? Because it's really not that big of a deal. But somehow this...
Not only is it not a big deal, it's not a deal. It's not a deal. Guys, in my opinion, we have to make very strong stances, okay? Against dumb takes, okay? We can't say... I like a voice. You can't even say it's not a big deal. It's not a deal.
Struck a chord so deep inside of him that he went on this brief mention of how it's like compromising the safe space that he's trying to create with the tournament, which is another really weird perspective. Because I mean, what do you, like their mom? You popping your tit out so they can suckle? Like, what do you mean you're trying to provide a safe space for all gamers here? It's a video game, and it's a tournament that you are allowing people to compete in. That's already a space for people that feel comfortable enough to compete. Like, they don't need further protection from you. It's not like this team went on Twitter and started harassing them and sending them shitty message or anything.
Also, the game is about, like, violence. Like, it's still... I mean, I don't want to be soft about it, but it's like you're shooting bullets at people, killing them and shit. Like, it's still about, like, somebody goes down, needs medical, you kill them, bang, and you shoot bullets at them. Like, still.
They kept everything localized to that tournament, kept everything in the game, and they only teabagged each other. Like, there was no toxicity being had in the first place. So how in any way did a teammate teabagging his friend, who was also on his team, compromise that safe space? I'd completely understand if they were being, like, rude assholes to the other teams, you know, insulting them.
The argument they're gonna make is that it's for people watching, seeing that safe space. It's their safe space as gamer, whatever. Just see that happen.
Or just being generally shitty to them. Then yeah, I can understand you being like, we won't tolerate that. Get it
Which
out of
still
here.
Isn't
or
an
I can even
argument.
understand it if going into the tournament you had a rule that said no teabagging, the no teabagging clause, and they broke it here. This is a huge stretch, but even then I'd at least almost understand it, because I guess it would be like a technical breaking of that rule. But you don't even have that most basic rule in place. This does nothing to ruin the safe space that you're creating here. And I don't even really know what you mean by a safe space for gamers to compete in, because it's not like you do anything special. You're hosting a tournament for them to compete in, so the players that are playing there already feel comfortable enough to go there and play. Now, if things got out of control where, like I mentioned, they're sending nasty messages or whatever, then that would be a problem where you would want to stand up for your players and, you know, make a stand for them.
Guys, I don't want to do too much. Actually, I just want to talk about this a little bit. Just for 10 seconds, okay? 10 seconds. Yep.
Didn't happen.
In my opinion, this happens a lot in games or overall in the sphere. If something happens, if nothing is done about it and nobody talks about it or nobody thinks it's a big deal, right? people say, oh, then we can do it too because they did it, right? And then we can do it because they did it. It's like a chain and it never fucking stops, right? And people are like, oh, because they get validated that this happens, we can do it, right? In my opinion, it's very important that when this went on, if this just happened, that people make a very strong stance that this won't happen again, and this is not a thing that happens, boom, so that this is clear, right? In my opinion, an action needs to be made that, boom, this is fucking stupid, so for the damage isn't done.
And that hasn't happened.
That. And something people need to really understand. Yeah, so like you can't do that. Just like I'm telling you're going to tell me teabagging my own teammate is toxic. All right, so then this is where we're going to shut the lobby down at this point because I'm not going to get into that one because absolutely it is. Unfortunately, yeah.
Wait, what? This tournament? Bro, you do that in organized sports, you are gone. You aren't going to tell me teabagging my own teammate is toxic.
Me teabagging my own teammate is toxic. All right, so then this is where we're going to shut the lobby down at this point because I'm not going to get into that one because absolutely it is. Unfortunately, yes, disqualified because yes, you cannot do that,
this
folks.
Guy is almost as cute as my friend Quentin.
Sportsmanship, right? You cannot go and teabag your own teammates in any organized sports. So why would you come into an organized?
Wait, what?
Go and teabag your own teammates in any organized sports. So why would you come into an organized tournament and go and do something like that?
What a horrible, horrible comparison. You can't teabag in any professional organized sport, so why do it here? Bro, professional organized sports are not video games. You're not going to be able to teabag your golf opponent. Like, if you get a birdie and he gets a bogey, you can't, like, push him to the ground and start dropping nuts on him. Like, obviously, there's not going to be any sporting examples of someone teabagging the opponent. That's such a dumb comparison to try and make. This is a video game where you can do that, and it's not that big of a deal if you do. And you're talking about sportsmanship. This wasn't like not sports.
Bro, also that the game where you can in the game, you can jump, you can crouch, you can heal, and you can shoot. This is about the actions you can do in the game and nothing else. I don't think that a main action of the game that also is very strategic on somebody's body is a problem. Like what?
Like, this was a teammate having fun with another teammate. Is the purpose of your tournament to have fun, or is it to go in there and be fucking miserable and be disciplined by you, the authority that rules it with an iron fist or whatever? Like, what are you trying to accomplish with your tournament if you're going to make it this cutthroat with how you enforce what you believe to be a toxicity violation? This is outrageous. It is absolutely outrageous. It has nothing to do with sportsmanship. I think what happened here is you thought that Dilly teabagged an opponent, and you thought that people might be upset about that, so you tried to get out ahead of it and made a big hoopla about it.
When I was young, I didn't even know teabagging what it was. I just did it. I just did it because it made you go closer to the body, so you can punch it, and that's why I would crouch and then punch the bodies, and I thought that was what you had to do. So I would kill somebody in Halo, I'd crouch, and I would just keep punching it, and I didn't know I was doing something bad.
Once it was revealed it was his teammate, you had to stay on that hill. You no longer could backpedal because you'd already dug yourself into that hole and backed yourself into that corner. And now you just look super dumb because of it. You should have just said, after it was revealed to be his teammate, oh, I misunderstood. I don't really want toxicity in my tournaments, so just, understand that going forward.
Dude, it was like a random tournament. It wasn't like a big tournament from like, oh, I get it.
Respect that. Just no teabagging from here on out. That would have been a lot more respectable. I'm sure Dilly and the whole squad would have had no problem with that after the confusion was cleared up. But what you did here was the worst possible approach to handling this situation. And you couldn't even give an actual argument for how Dilly teabagging his teammate was actually toxic.
Okay.
At no point did you actually
stop.
When challenged, you just said, okay, I'm not going there. Time to shut down the lobby. You didn't really go into detail on why you believed it was still toxic after you learned that it was his teammate.
So no, you cannot teabag your own teammates, or anybody for that matter. Do not teabag teammates in the future. Just because you can hide behind this and get to use this little thing, you're not going to do that in the real world, so don't do that.
Oh, big shot here.
Well, I mean, I don't see what you're saying is that it has real life like applications, right? But I don't think you shouldn't obviously shoot bullets at people either.
Don't do that.
Oh, big shot here. Big, muscle, masculine, tough guy. You can hide behind these keyboards, but you wouldn't say it to my face. What a great argument. I don't even know what that has to do with anything, by the way. It's not like Dilly and them were talking shit. They were trying to understand, trying to get clarification, like, can you explain how me teabagging my friend who's on my team is toxic? And I guess for some reason he took that as fighting words. Oh, so you want to fight then? Keyboard warrior, of course. Get out of here. Banned forever. Horrible. Horrible, horrible all around. Let's go ahead and see what Dilly said, because he made a couple posts about it, obviously, because he was upset about it. And as he lays out here, it's not in the rules. Like, there's nothing about teabagging in the rules. So even if he was trying to, like, strictly enforce a poorly written rule, it's not even there to begin with. They just had absolutely no grounds for this
Gamers are become
overreaction.
gamers.
So yeah,
This is the
horrible ban
softest
here.